It was an early Monday morning in January 2025, the kind of morning where the cold bites through your gloves and the air feels almost too still. We were getting ready to set sail for dry dock. After the short journey to Fosen Yard, we tied up alongside for just a while before the big moment, moving into their dry dock. This would be my third dry dock here with Lagatun, and yet the excitement never fades. The precision required is incredible, lining her up perfectly over the dock cushions, every moment slow and deliberate. Once we were in position, the draining of the water began. It's a strange feeling, knowing that the water around you is disappearing by the minute. By late afternoon, the dock was bone dry and we could finally step beneath our own ship. The next morning, we started a full inspection of the hull, checking every curve and every plate, confirming our work list with the yard crew. The list had been ready for weeks, but now it was time to see what surprises might be waiting. There's something magical about the ship in dry dock. I've seen it many times, from cruise ships to the legendary SS Norway, but it never stops fascinating me. Standing beneath thousands of tons of steel, seeing the ship's hidden features up close, it's like meeting an old friend and discovering something new about them. As a captain, being responsible for every decision and every step of the process brings both pride and pressure. I'm lucky, my crew is outstanding, skilled and ready for anything. But make no mistake, dry docking in the darkest part of winter out in the open with no shelter is brutal. The cold can be relentless and it limits some of the exterior work we'd like to do. For the captain, the chief officer and the chief engineer, it's also constant oversight. Phone calls, alarms and decisions that can't wait. Welcome to the bottom of my ship. After 10 days in dry dock, we are tomorrow morning ready to start filling the dry dock so that we get cooling on the engines and so that we can start running the batteries and prepare the batteries for for our passenger service, commencing back again on Saturday morning. By the way, it's now Wednesday. The ship has now been washed, cleaned. We have changed some of the sink nodes. We have done maintenance on one of the thrusters. We have changed the propeller blades, and we have done a lot of important and not so important updates and maintenance to our vessel. And I'm confident now that we'll be setting sail on Friday morning, or actually Friday afternoon at high tide. We don't want to hit any of those cushions right there with our brand new propeller. It's been 10 extremely busy days, a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings, and a lot of paperwork. But overall, I'm really happy about this docking. I've had an excellent crew with me, and I have to admit that I really enjoy my time with my crew. They are an extraordinary group of people, very experienced, and I have a very good chief officer, and also the deckhand and the apprentice. They have all done amazing and really good job. So we are about to set sail soon. This buoy is attached by a rope which we can slack when we fill the dock, and this buoy will float up and be positioned right at the edge of the bow, indicating that we are in position in the center of the dry dock. And that is quite important actually. When we set sail, this thruster will have to pass through the center line of the dry dock, just above these center blocks, and that is not the hardest part. The hardest part will be to thread the thruster in between this side cushion and the one on the other side. It will be exciting to see if I can manage that on Friday. Thruster at the end has to pass over the center blocks and between this and this side cushion when we leave the dry dock. So we'll have to take it extremely slowly out. In the bottom we also have the echo sounder. In the keel we also have the speed log. Further below the ship, between the keel, we have the sea chest, and we have two sea chests. They have been thoroughly cleaned and painted. Also on the aft we have the doors of the box coolers on one side, the thruster behind, and underneath the keel towards the other side we can see the box coolers from the other side. There are also openings for the box coolers beneath the keel in each end of the vessel. Lagatun would spend 11 days out of service this time, including repositioning and a deep clean before welcoming passengers back again. And then, finally, the last morning arrived. We could see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that's when you need to be most alert. When you bring a ship's system back to life, even the smallest malfunction can cause a chain reaction of delays. The first stage of refloating is partial filling, just enough to give the engines cooling water so we can start testing systems. This time, we filled the day early and stayed overnight, ready for the final push in the morning. And then, suddenly, we were floating again. The gentle rise and fall with the tide felt like the heartbeat of the ship returning again. We timed our departure perfect to the peak of high tide. On the minute, lines were cast off and Lagatun was once again moving. And just like that, we were back in service, as if we'd never been away. The ship was in peak condition. The crew, well, they'd earned a well-deserved rest.